Today we're looking at Magic the Gathering creatures that aren't technically creatures. And there's so many of them in this game. I don't even know what a creature is. The creature type doesn't even matter anymore. We got Chimeric Idol for 3 mana. It's an artifact that technically does nothing by itself. But if you activate it for 0, tap down all your lands, Chimeric Idol becomes a 3/3 turtle artifact creature until end of turn. Get in that red zone. All of a sudden it was a 3 mana bump on the log, and all of a sudden you're getting smacked. You're getting smacked. I'm gonna get a smack sound effect here. You're getting smacked for 3 damage. Alright, so basically the card type cannot be creature, but it either makes or is a creature. And Toads has got the idea. We got Gideon, the champion. Actually, probably all the Gideons are gonna end up being on this list. One by one. White, 2 generic for a 4 loyalty. Planeswalker. +1, put a loyalty counter on Gideon, Champion of Justice for each creature target opponent controls, and also for 0 until end of turn, Gideon, Champion of Justice. Let's give him a champion sound effect. He is the champion. Isn't he dead? I think he's also dead now. He becomes a human soldier creature with power and toughness, each equals the number of loyalty counters on him, and gains indestructible. It wasn't completely indestructible. He's still a planeswalker. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to him this turn. Also, -15, exile all their permanents. What? What's going on here? Oops. Exile all the permanents. That's a lot of permanents. I think that's crazy. This actually is true, Abzo. Fabled. This is like this is like a 2-for-1 here. Fable of the Mirror. No, it's Fable, not Fabled. Not in the past tense. It's still the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. We got a red 2 generic. It's a saga. It makes a 2/2, but that's not all. Okay, so it makes a 2/2 for chapter 1. It attacks. It makes treasure tokens, but it turns into another creature after that. You exile it, bring it back onto the battlefield, and it's a Kiki Jiki for like 1 mana. You got to tap this thing. So we're gonna look at Dryad Arbor. Is this a creature? Hold on. What does it say? It says land creature on it. No. Disqualify that one. It's literally a creature. Literally a creature. Oh, that is a very creative one. Pongify. You know what? When I didn't play with this one. I played with Rapid Hybridization. Hybrid. Yeah, this should be enough. I played with Rapid Hybridization. Same card. It does the same thing. One is a blue instant. Destroy a creature. Turn it into a 3/3 ape. Rapid Hybridization is pay a blue instant. Destroy a creature. Turn into a 3/3 frog lizard creature token. But the thing is, you can upgrade your creatures on the battlefield. So if someone uses a piece of removal on it, and let's say it was a 1/1, 0/1, 2/2, all of a sudden, you know, for 1 mana, you basically upgraded your creature into a 3/3. So I'm gonna allow this one. I think it's a very neat. That is a very creative creature that ain't a creature. It's also sort of a weird removal spell. It's a bad removal spell. All right, what else do we got here? Ink Moth. Yeah, all the creature lands. A little bit lame, to be honest. Basically, what is technically that? This is technically a wastes, right? It's a waste that can kill you in 1 shot, in theory. Tap, add a generic, or pay 1, becomes a 1/1 flying artifact. Remember, it's an artifact creature with flying and infect. Wow, they really pushed this card. Arguably the best creature land in the game, and it doesn't even come close. That has seen so much competitive play, and also is like basically the trump card to your opponent having infinite life. You have infinite life, well, I have to deal 10 infect damage. I don't care. Gain all the life you want. Doesn't matter. I like that one. Always a bigger fish. Also, it's very fitting that the person called Always a Bigger Fish mentions Shark Typhoon, because that's how you have to think in the deep sea. Actually, I don't know where the sharks lie. Maybe in the shallow waters. We got a blue 5 generic. It's an enchantment that hardly anyone plays. I mean, people have cast this thing against me, but it's a bit rare, in my opinion. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. I don't know what control decks demand no creatures. I think those Kahira decks, it's like really important they don't have many or any creatures in their deck outside of the elementals, and so they got to fill in the spot sometimes with Shark Typhoon. It's it cycles, it creates a win condition, it scales over time. It's a great blocker. It does it all. Fantastic card. Yeah, Shark in chat, absolutely. Does Dance of the Mance count? I don't know. I don't even know what this card is. I think I've heard of it. Dance of the Mance. Well, it's a sorcery, so it's a... If it makes a creature, it's fine with me. Blue, white, X. Return up to X target artifact and or non-aura enchantment cards, each with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. If X is 6 or more, those permanents are 4/4 creatures in addition to other types. That is a creative way to make creatures without actually having... Somehow, you had no creatures. You had just artifacts, enchantments, and auras, and all of a sudden you have a 4/4 army on your hands. Amazing, amazing card. I'm no one with the Flare Husk. I like these cards I've never heard of. I'm going to prioritize weird cards, people. You know, you mentioned this one, it's going to be on, it's on the bottom of the priority list. But you mentioned Flare Husk, I'm going to look at it. We got 1 mana. Is this like the crappiest of the living weapons? Okay, we got it's a 1/1 living weapon. Holy moly. I mean, it's legit. It works. It's following the show. It's a very underwhelming card, though. Islarf, Awaken the Woods. Let's look at Awaken the Woods. We got a green, X sorcery. Create X 1/1 green forest dryad land creature tokens. So you're putting a bunch of dryad arbors in play? Also, you're just making a bunch of ramp, too. But what do you need that ramp for if you already have enough mana to, like, play this card? Like, if you play this for 4, you already... Well, I guess you gotta hit that Ulamog curve, you know? Gotta hit Ulamog one way. Although these are lands that are gonna get blown up by, like, Anger the Gods and so on. Okay, we got JP Sylvie. Does Rotten Ones... Lay Siege count? Let's look at Rotten Ones. Such card does not exist. Lay Siege. What is this? A scheme? What are you casual players doing? When you set this scheme in motion, for each opponent, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield that attacks each player each combat if able. Yes, it counts, I guess. I don't know how schemes work. The Arch Enemy series. Sure. Whatever. Conspiracy. Field of the Dead. Yeah, this... Don't have any creatures in your deck. Just have lands. Snow lands, regular lands, a little bit of everything. Because adds a generic mana, but whenever another land enters the battlefield under your control, if you control 7 or more lands with different names, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. And boy, do they get a control quickly. Dizzy Blizzy! Morning, dude. Nest of Scarabs. What's it with people and the scarabs? People love scarabs. Alright, we got a black 2 generic enchantment. Whenever you put 1 or more -1/-1 counters on a creature, create that many 1/1 black insect creature tokens. That is bizarre. What is the idea? So I put a -1/-1 counter on a creature. It's like, what does it mean? It like ate the person a little bit, took a bit of a bite, a little munch, turning those creatures into a snack. So you're telling me is like 1 scarab can maybe eat 1 human, like a 1/1 human soldier. That's a bit bizarre. That's a flavor fail right there. Okay, what else do we have? Ernest! Lurking Predators. Get them in before the super chatters start going wild. Okay, we got a green 4 generic enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, you may put that card on the bottom of your library. I feel like this card's cheating, but it's not. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, I guess I'm gonna count it. It just feels wrong because you're literally gonna put an actual creature with the creature type onto the battlefield, but it feels very, very wrong. Feels nasty. But the card itself is not a creature, so I'll allow it. Okay, Blake, riddle form. Oh, yeah, this is that weird scrying machine. All right, blue 1 generic enchantment. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may have Riddle Form become a 3/3 Sphinx creature with flying in addition to its other types until end of turn. And you can pay a blue 2 generic to scry 1. So basically, you look for instants, you look for sorceries, interact. It's very tough to play against. Pretty good on defense, because your opponent will maybe try to attack, and then all of a sudden you bolt something, or not bolt, but you use some interaction. Sort of a limited powerhouse at the time. Yeah, Riddle Form. It work. Okay, I think you guys are all, everyone's so excited about West Vale Abbey. Why so excited? Oh, the flip card. Yeah, this one. Tap, add a mana, pay 5, and pay 1 life. Life's a resource, use it. Put a 1/1 white and black human cleric creature token onto the battlefield. So it's a token maker. Pay 5, tap, sack all those humans. Sorry, humans. You gone. Are you gonna get the Ormondale Profane Prince? A 9/7 demon with flying, lifelink, indestructible, and haste. Just out of curiosity, does it need the haste? Well, maybe it does if you play this on the very turn and then pay 5, tap, sack 5 creatures. I'm like, this card's been on the battlefield probably for millions of turns. What does it need haste for? Alright, the Book of Vile Darkness. Darkness. It's a legendary artifact. This guy loves their manga. Alright, black, legendary artifact. At the beginning of your end step, if you lost 2 or more life this turn, you create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. You can tap, exile Book of Vile Darkness, and artifacts you control named Eye of Vecna and Hand of Vecna. Create the Vecna, a legendary 8/8 black zombie god creature token with indestructible. It gains all triggered abilities of the exiled cards. My god. So it's like some assembly required. Gotta put it all together. Alright, what do we got next? We got Islarf! Thank you so much for the super chat. Rise of the Dread Marn is harshly underused in EDH. Maybe people just don't know what this card does. We got a black 2 generic instant. Create X 2/2 black zombie berserker creature tokens, where X is the number of non-token creatures that died this turn. It's got foretell, so you can surprise them by paying 2. It's like, yeah, you pay. It's like Morph, right? During your turn, you pay 2 and exile the card to your hand face down. Cast it later for its foretell cost. Pay a little bit of it up front. It's the same cost, right? So it's still 3 mana. Doesn't change anything. Jack Torborg. Gris certainly has to make the list. Does it? I guess so. That... As long as Grist, Hunger Tide, isn't on the battlefield, it's a 1/1 insect creature in addition to its other types. This is like the opposite. This is like creatures. It's like not a creature that is a creature. Whatever, I'll allow it. Everyone knows what Grist does. It has all these abilities. Does all this stuff. It does make creatures, though. It is a creature generator one way or another. Hugh says it's danger. What, Grist? Yeah, I don't like seeing Grist myself. Mr. Deadhead. Treetop Village. Boring. Let's look up Hidden Gibbons. Remember, I'm going to prioritize the cool cards. Cool new cards. We all know what Treetop Village is, but who could tell me what Hidden Gibbons is off the top of their head? We got a green enchantment whenever one of your opponents successfully casts an instant or interrupt spell. How do you fail to do that? You mean if it resolves? What's the oracle text here? Whenever an opponent casts an instant spell, yeah, that's right. Because every single time you cast, it'll be successful. I don't think you can fail at doing that. I mean, okay, I guess you could try to cast the card, and then you realize you don't have the mana, so you have to take it back. That's the only way you could fail, and you can infinitely fail. When one of your opponents successfully casts an instant or sorcery spell or interrupt spell, if Hidden Gibbons is an enchantment, Hidden Gibbons becomes a 4/4 green 4/4 creature that counts as an ape. Sure, it's a green. Does it have color? No. Oh, that's weird. I guess you just count as the enchantment. That's good enough as it is. It has to resolve initially. Actually, it looks like you just have to cast it. If an opponent just and it's cast an instant spell, because all the interrupts. That's quite the errated card. Gareth Byrne. Or sorry, Gareth Bain. Thank you very much for the super chat. Hidden Spider. Is it so hidden, though? All right, we got a green... Another one of these. Green enchantment. Whenever your opponent successfully casts a creature with flying, if Hidden Spider is an enchantment, Hidden Spider becomes a 3/5 creature that can block creatures with flying, and that counts as a spider. What a weird mechanic. I never heard of this mechanic before. It wants only to dress you in silk. So bizarre. I guess my super chat is kind of, yeah, like that. it's the same idea. Yeah, but, well, anyway, I'm learning about new mechanics. All right, what do we got next? Let's look at something from M. Petri. Urza's block was poorly labeled as the artifact cycle when it was really... Oh, yeah, it was super hard on enchantments, replenish, and so on. With all those enchantments that turn into creatures. Tons. Let's look at something from... What do you got, Christopher? Sarkon the Dragon Speaker? Isn't this literally the dragon? This is a creature, isn't it? Oh, no, sorry. Sarkon is a planeswalker. Red, 3 generic for 4 loyalty planeswalker. Until end of turn. It's a legendary 4/4 red dragon creature with indestructible and haste. Oh, indestructible. And it can deal 4 damage to target creature. That's pretty insane. I think the only problem is it's cost 5 mana, which is awkward. And -6. You get an emblem. With, at the beginning of your draw step, draw 2 additional cards. At the beginning of your end step, discard your hand. Oh, well, that sucks. Ideally, wow, this is a really cheap planeswalker for the ability. I think this is a really strong card. Underrated, some might say. Avatar, whoa, Mirage Mirror. Gotcha, B. Mirage Mirror. We got 3 generic artifacts. Pay 2. Mirage Mirror becomes a copy of target artifact, creature, enchantment, or land until end of turn. That is bizarre. It's like, okay, what's the flavor of that? It's literally a mirror. Like, does your reflection punch you in the face or something? It just comes out of you know, the mirror and they go. That's the only way I can justify this. You can use Grist as your commander? Oh, that's wild. It's the Jaded Opalescence. Yeah, this is the ultimate creature that is not a creature. So for 4 mana, each other... Basically, what is it? What's the Oracle text on these things? They don't make any sense anymore. They don't make sense like they used to. Each other non-aura enchantment is a creature in addition to its other types and has base power and toughness each equal to its mana value. Basically, the enchantments become creatures. Everything. We're all creatures now. How bizarre that is. Okay. Argentina with Spirit Mirror. Endless reflections and kill all the changelings. How does that work? Okay, so white 2 generic enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are no reflection tokens on the battlefield, put a 2/2 white reflection creature token on the battlefield. Oh, so you can make infinite creatures? Sorry, not infinite. You get 1 at your upkeep every turn. Pay 0, destroy target reflection. Ah, yeah, you get to target the chain. Hold on, how does that work? You said you're gonna blow up everything and kill all the changelings? Oh yeah, because they're reflections. They're everything. It's the anti-changeling card. So you have problems with changelings out there? You get the Spirit Mirror. It deals with it immediately and permanently. And all of them. We got Robert! Levitating statue. Came out in Brothers War. Did it now. Alright, we got a 2 mana flying... This is so weird. It's a 2 mana flying artifact. This looks like an AI generated card. It's an AI generated card that's not an actual AI generated card. Why would the artifact have flying? Oh wait, it's technically levitating. Alright, that's the magic here. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on levitating statue, and you're buffing up your statue. Pay 2. It becomes a 1/1 construct artifact creature until end of turn. So you buff it up, gets bigger, and one day gonna go in there for the win. Violet with Phyrexian Processor. It's a really weird one. I don't even think it sees play anywhere. I think it did see play in a World Championship deck. Isn't that from? Yeah, let's look at the World Championship. Kai Buddha on his name. Okay, with 4 mana, comes into play. Pay any amount of life. Pay 4 tap. Oh yeah, and you put a minion token equal to the amount of life you lost to put the Phyrexian Processor into play. I don't know how much life you sacked. 15, maybe 10, maybe I don't know. You need to beat their processor, you just pay more life for your processor. It's simple as that. That's how it works around here. Magnum Opus, Gleeful Domination. Oh, sorry, Demolition. 1 red for a sorcery. Destroy target artifact. If you control that artifact, create 3 1/1 red Phyrexian Goblin creature tokens. Isn't that another... They made a card like this before. This is just another one. There's like a I don't remember what it's called though. It's simply like it's like a red sack an artifact, put 3 goblins onto the battlefield. Now we have 3 Phyrexian Goblin creature tokens. Goblin's Affinity. That's what it is. It's a Goblin's Affinity card. Okay, what do we got from Can't Even Fly? I like how nobody has named a vehicle yet. Well, you gotta name a vehicle that has never... Very unknown vehicle. Okay, what else we have? We've got from Avatar of Woe. Better version of the Stone Idol? Yeah, I think this is a mention of the other one. Oh, God! Oh, but this is actually a creature. I see. So, like, oh, so you're just saying this is strictly... Sorry, the levitating statue is just better. Yeah. Why would we want to pay 10 mana for this creature when we can get a non-creature? See, this thing can die at any moment. Levitating statue, don't go anywhere. Yeah, Kuldotha Rebirth is what I was talking about. Kuldotha is it? I thought it was whatever, I can't pronounce this thing. Yeah, this is a red sorcery sack, an artifact. Put 3 red goblin creature tokens onto the battlefield. You just go in there for the win. I am Noah, Asika's Chariot. I'm surprised this was so powerful. There's a lot of creatures involved in this. It's a vehicle. It's a lot of things. It's an artifact. It's a vehicle. It's legendary. But it makes just creatures like crazy. Put two green cat creature tokens. Since when is a cat as strong as a grizzly bear? And whenever it attacks, you get a token that's a copy. A target token you can control. That's wild. Emil with the Nettle Cyst. Yeah, it's a way to cheat around creatures in your deck. 3 mana equipment with living weapon. Oh yeah, we did have 1 equipment. We had that 1/1. This equipped creature gets though +1/+1 for each artifact or enchantment you control. Pretty busted. Myth Realized. Does anyone play this card? This is one of those cards everyone tries to build around, and it like, it sort of has potential, but it's sort of just really hard to use. Okay, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a lore counter on Myth Realized. So what you got to do is you have to have a really heavy spell deck to make a really good use out of this. I mean, you don't have to be all spells, but you have to be heavy on spells. Pay a white, 2 generic. Put a lore counter on Myth Realized, so it also like soaks up all your mana. It's very mana hungry. Until end of turn, Myth Realized becomes a monk avatar creature in addition to its other types, and gains this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of lore counters on it. Jada is like, I love Myth Realized, always just falls short, sadly. Yeah, I think the problem is you just spend all day working on and building up your Myth Realized, but like, you know, other people are doing much better things. Much better things. Limer with Druid class. Oh, God. This is one of those, like, super popular cards that I think just ultimately sucks. Okay, so it's a green 1 generic. A level... So what is it? How does it work? Levels? Yeah, level 1, whenever a land enters the battlefield, you gain a life. Level 2 for a green 2 generic. You may play additional lands. And then a level 3 at 5 mana. At level 3, target land you control becomes a creature with haste, and the creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. It is still a land. I don't know how many... Was it this class or maybe it was something else? I don't know. People absolutely love these classes. As if they're going to change the game, and they didn't change anything. They were very underwhelming. Anyone mention Bitter Blossom? Oh, God. This is Danny Hayes. Yeah. Now, this is one of the most popular cards. You can tell based on the price. I'll say this a million times. I don't care. This is one of the worst cards in the game. It's so bad. Maybe it's a little bit better in Commander because you have 40 life to give. But still, you still don't even think it's worth it. We got a black 1 generic. I don't know. Are we still calling it type? They've officially changed tribal to typal. At least for, you know, declaring deck types. I don't know about actual card types. So it's an enchantment. Fairy. It's a fairy enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose a life. You create a 1/1 black fairy rogue creature token with flying. Bada bing, bada boom. It's a collected company with RNG attached. Yeah, in theory, this will get some creatures. In theory. Oh, I like that one from Ernest. Dark Depths. I'm just curious. Did anyone remove all the ice counters once? Because it comes to play with 10 ice counters on it. But you never really use the card. Oh, that's a great show idea. Cards where you don't actually play the card as designed. Nobody really removes ice counters. I remember there was this Legacy match I once watched. And it was literally, they had Dark Depths in play. It was a lands deck. And they're looking for Thespian Stage and whatever. But they didn't find it. And then turn after turn, they could remove ice counters. They just weren't doing it because nobody does. Yeah, you can also use Hexmage. That also works. Hexmage works. The de facto way, I think, is the Thespian Stage. Just copy it. Anyway, no ice counters on the creature. You sack it. You create 2020 flying black indestructible creature named Merit Lage in play. I've done it with infinite mana. Oh, that's a great idea. Can't even fly. Didn't even think about that. Great idea. Gareth is back. Cormus Bell. Isn't that like from beta? Yeah, okay. Also 4 mana. All swamps are 1/1 creatures that are still lands. I don't know if you want your swamps to be creatures. That sounds bad. You get pyroclasmed out of the game. You really have a vendetta against you. Oh my god, the combo! Urborg, Cormus Bell, board wipe. That's a free combo for everybody. That's a combo. That's a bad combo that actually works. It also nukes your lands too, but you know, greatness at any cost. Salt at any cost. Induce the salt. Okay, good freak with Helm. The Helm of Kaldra. Helm of Kaldra. 3 mana. Equipment. Legendary artifact. Equipped creature has first strike, trample, and haste. If you control equipment named Helm, Sword, and Shield of Kaldra, put a 4/4 colorless avatar creature token named Kaldra into play and attach those equipment to it. Who the hell is Kaldra? Was it the germ token from Kaldra Complete? So it's like Kaldra Complete. I'm guessing this is all the equipment. Whatever. I'm not gonna wrap my brain around it. We're gonna move on. A black bird. Foundry Beetle. It is a creature, but not a creature that can attach to your creatures. This is a creature. First strike, equipped creature. Equipped creature has first strike at the beginning of your upkeep. A random artifact in your hand perpetually get. Oh, and it's it's one of those alchemy cards. Anyway, it's disqualified for sure. Danny with Glee Fun. Gleeful maybe. Maybe we meant Gleeful Demolition. I don't know. But we looked at this one. Oh yeah, you did. Okay. We got it. Who did I not get to? Use the Plague Engineer and oh! Is it? Hold on. Plague Engineer. It's only opponents? Just trying to think of that combo with the Cormus Bell. Creatures of the chosen type your opponents control. You're right. That is a better combo. You Plague you Cormusbell, Urborg, Cormusbell, Plague Engineer, and it's all over. Okay, Lingering Souls. That's a real one. They linger around. That is a 2, and that's also a 2 for 1. You pay 3 mana, you get 2 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying. You flash it back, you get 2 more. Markzilla. Outlaws Merriment. What's going on here? We got a white, white, red, 1 generic enchantment. This card does a lot of stuff. Okay, we got, at the beginning of your upkeep, choose 1 at random. So you gotta roll them dice. Hopefully you roll well. Create a red and white creature token with those characteristics. It's either going to be a 3/1 human with trample and haste, a 2/1 with lifelink and haste, or a 1/2 human rogue with haste, and when this creature enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to any target. Not bad. What is going on here? Oh, the show is not over, not by a long shot. Okay, I just mixed up my songs. Okay, we're gonna look at more creatures that aren't creatures. But you know where to buy them from. If you need to buy anything, you gotta get them at FusionGamingOnline.com. That is today's sponsor. The same as every other day. And what is going on here? So they announced the sets. You can also pre-order Wilds of Eldraine and Doctor Who. What is this game anymore? Is that gonna be modern legal? Anyway, deal of the week this week. Save 15% off all Magic promos. Oh my god, and there's millions of them. It's basically a promo for any good card these days. They don't make promos of the garbage cards anymore. Thank God. They used to. Oh, those are millions of garbage F&M promos. Anyway, if you're looking for something special and foil, 15% off at FusionGamingOnline.com. Don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu, though. That gets you an extra 5% off on top of the discount and also supports the channel. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. Get your Shark Typhoons and, I don't know, construct that Cormusbell Urborg Plague Engineer combo. It's a combo that they'll never forget. They'll be telling it to their grandchildren. I got hit with Plague Engineer and Cormusbell. My swamps, which were in swamps because of the Urborg, got annihilated. And you can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_1YA. Alright, back to them crazy creatures that aren't creatures. Stimulus package. The stimulus pack. Okay, we got a green, red, 2 generic enchantment. Enters the battlefield to create 2 treasure tokens. Sack a treasure. Create a 1/1 green and white citizen creature token. This is a very crappy token generator. I don't know why, but I somehow in my mind, I feel like there was a lot of hype over this card, and clearly it saw no play whatsoever. I guess it was for... Maybe there was a combo with treasure tokens that just never came to existence. Was this card an Obama reference? Yeah. All those stimulus packages. Okay, hold on. What do we got from King Ginger here? Maskwood Nexus. 4 mana artifact. Creatures you control are every creature type. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. So that's going to be a useful card if you need to pull off big creature synergy. Typal synergy. And of course, it has 3 mana tap. Create a 2/2 blue shapeshifter creature token with changeling. Okay, who did we... Beast Within from Emil. I wrote Beat Within. Okay, Beast Within, green 2 generic instant. Destroy target permanent. Can't leave. Is this like not in every single green deck, or is this not a mandatory green card in Commander? I imagine it is, but I could be wrong. You blow anything up, and in place you put like a 3/3 green beast creature token onto the battlefield. I mean, that's strong. I think that's broken. Xavier. Elbus. Oh, sorry, Elbrus. The Binding Blade. Oh, there's a creature behind it. 7 mana for a legendary equipment. Equip creature Only gets +1/+0, not much to it. But when equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, unattached Elbrus, the Binding Blade, and transform it. Equip for 1 mana. And it turns into Weathengar the Unbound, a 13/13 demon. Flying, intimidate, trample. Whoever killed someone with the blade, they'll be intimidated, that's for sure. Whenever a player loses the game, put 13 +1/+1 counters on Winnipeg the Unbound, so it gets even bigger as you kill people. That's wild. Oh, you don't even have to kill them. If player A kills player B and you're player C, I mean, you get the counters anyway. What a game. Did we get something from Erland, Din of the Firehand? What do we got here? Okay, 8 mana, 3 Rakdos. Okay, so sorcery. Put a 5/5 black and red elemental creature token into play. Target opponent sacks a creature for each black creature you control, and sacks a land for each red creature you control. Oh, the god. Don't let that stupid thing resolve. Station Disastrous with Wedding Announcement. This card is expensive. Why? Okay, we're going to read it for the first time, basically. White, 2 generic enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, put an invitation counter on Wedding Announcement. If you attacked with 2 or more creatures this turn, draw a card. Otherwise, create a 1/1 white human creature token. Then if Wedding Announcement has 3 or more invitation counters on it, we transform it. And it turns into... Oh, it just turns into an anthem? This is a lot more underwhelming than I thought it was. But it work. Many of the Dungeons and Dragons module lands, like Lair of the Hydra. It's just a creature land, right? If you control 2 or more lands, Lair of the Hydra enters the battlefield tapped. It's got the amazing ability of tapping and adding a green mana. Every green deck wants that. You can pay a green X and becomes an XX green Hydra land. And X can't be 0. Don't let your thing die. See, it's trying to make sure you don't screw up. I bet that's for online, for people who accidentally don't actually pay anything for this card. That would be such a feel-bad moment. You try to activate it into a creature, you accidentally don't pay anything, and it just dies on the spot. Yeah, green mana, it's broken. Don't Zyber. It danger. Avatar of Woe with Chimeric Mass. Remember, I'm prioritizing weird cards I never heard before. Oh, this guy. This is the X mana. Enters the battlefield with the X charge counters. And then pay 1. Until end of turn, Chimeric Mass becomes a construct artifact creature token. Sorry, artifact creature with this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of charge counters on it. You can make this guy pretty big, I think. Station Disaster is back with a super chat. The new Bitter Blossom, Skrelv's Hive. Is anyone even playing this card? There was like big hype for this card, and then it like sort of died. It's cheaper than Bitter Blossom, for crying out loud. Look, it's basically free. Get it for $1. $1.50. White 1 generic enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose a life, and you create a 1/1 colorless Phyrexian Might with Toxic 1. This creature can't block. I guess that's a big downside, right? Like, you make your token army with Bitter Blossom, you expect to block with it at the very least. Corrupted, as long as an opponent has 3 or more poison counters, creatures you control with Toxic have lifelink. Just to hopefully compensate for something. Bulky! Startled Awake. We got blue 2 generic sorcery. Target opponent puts the top 13 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Blue 3 generic. Put Startled Awake from your graveyard onto the battlefield transformed. Activate this ability only anytime you can cast a sorcery. This is weird. Okay, so we have a sorcery that turns into a creature? Target opponent... Or is this in the graveyard? When am I activating this? In the graveyard or while it's on the stack? Oh, sorry. Okay, forget it. It says the graveyard. Hey, there are some sorceries that you have activated abilities while it's on the stack. So, don't make fun of me here. And we got Persistent Nightmare. It's a 1/1 creature with Skulk. When it deals combat damage to a player, return it to its owner's hand. What? That's terrible. Oh, no, it's not terrible. Okay, so the idea is that you can replay Startled Awake over and over again. Still awkward, though. Yeah, reading the card. Yeah, you never. You, Judge, Judge, I have a question. The judge is like, okay, what's the question? I don't understand this card. Did you read the card? Maybe not. Read the card. It's like a flow chart. Did you read the card? Yes. Do you still need help? Yes. Okay, call a judge. Did you not read the card? No. Read the card. Usually it helps. What do you got from Steve? Steve Cooper, rabble rousing. White for generic enchantment with Hideaway 5. Alright, whenever you attack with one or more creatures, create that many 1/1 green and white citizen creature tokens. Then if you control 10 or more creatures, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. It's basically a token generator and sort of a pseudo impulse that you get to play stuff for free. Hideaway is a pretty broken mechanic. King Ginger with Volras Laboratory. Whoops. This is a 5 generic artifact. Enters the battlefield, choose a color and creature type. Pay 5, put a 2/2 creature token of the chosen color and type onto the battlefield. So you're just making your... Oh, yeah, you are the laboratory. You're making your own stuff. More or less. Mr. Deadhead, Chimeric Staff. It's the king of creatures that are not creatures. All right, let's look at it. Chimeric. I bet it's the same as Chimeric Idol. But it's a staff instead. 4 mana. Yeah, it's just an artifact. It's good. Yeah, it works. Becomes an XX construct artifact creature until end of turn. And then it goes back to not being a creature. It worked. Okay, what does Christopher have here? Feud Killer's Verdict. White for generic. It's a tribal sorcery giant. You gain 10 life. Then if you have more life than an opponent, put a 5/5 white giant creature token onto the battlefield. This card sucks. Hey, but is there anyone playing giant typal out there? You have some giant based deck? I'm not sure. Okay, we got Station is back here with Thopter Foundry. Oh, that's a classic. Oops, I spelled Thopter Foundy. Blue and an Orzhov for an artifact. Pay 1, sack a non-token artifact. Create a 1/1 blue Thopter creature token with flying. You gain 1 life. Make sure you sacrifice your Sword of the Meek. Can't even fly. Golem Foundry. Now we're going through all the foundries. It's Foundry season. 3 mana. For an artifact. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may put a charge counter on Golem Foundry. Remove 3 charge counters from Golem Foundry. Put a 3/3 colorless Golem artifact creature token onto the battlefield. That looks great! For an artifact deck, that looks insane. Like, you're easily just churning out tons of artifacts, replaying them from the graveyard, cast them from your hand. They're ripping them with, like, Bolus's Citadel. If there's one thing artifact decks do, it's cast spells. And so you get, like, a base... For every 3, it's like buy 3, get 1 free. Deal at the Golem Foundry. Come one, come all. Sail. Everything must go. I've got golems. We got big golems. We got small golems. We got 3/3 golems. Take them while they're hot. They're literally made out of molten lava. Okay, Gareth with the Serpent Generator. 6 mana. Artifact. Pay 4 tap, put a 1/1 snake artifact creature token into play. This creature has, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player gets a poison counter. Holy crap, this sucks. This card is so bad. When was this? This is when they okay, this card came from Legends. It's literally when they respected infect to an extent, or poison. It's like, wow, this mechanic could be really broken. All right, let's make sure it's like a 1/1 creature. Whenever this creature deals damage to a player, that player gets a poison counter. It's not 6 mana do nothing. It's 10 mana basically do nothing still. We got a Mimic Vat before the end. Mimic Vat before the end. Mimic Vat. Oh, wait. How does this work? This is like a cube all-star. 3-mana imprint. Whenever a non-token creature dies, you may exile the card. If you do, return each other card exiled with Mimic Vat to its owner's graveyard. Pay 3 tap. Create a token that's a copy of a card exiled with Mimic Vat. Gains haste, and then you exile it. Yeah, it make token. What's with this? Reanimate. I don't know if I'm gonna count this. I don't really feel like counting this card. Put target creature card from your graveyard on the battlefield. I mean, I know what you're going for, but I'm gonna disqualify this one. The Unfinity one, animate object. Ugh, you people in your Unfinity cards. How does this work? Okay, 5 mana sorcery. You get 7 tickets. Choose an inanimate object you own from outside the game. Put a power and toughness sticker on it. You may also put a name sticker, an art sticker, and or... Oh, so you take the stickers and you just turn your... I don't know, like my remote control for my lights. All my lighting. So I can change... And this thing can go into the red zone. Here, let's change some stuff. Okay, go right into the red zone. Tax for 2, for all I know. If it was a token, maybe, but it's not. It's not. Yeah, it's not. What is it? Choose an animate you own. But well, anyway, it turns into a creature of some sort. Jesse, Liliana's last hope, the emblem. Yeah, if you get that emblem online. -7, you get an emblem with, at the beginning of your end step, create X 2/2 black zombie creature tokens where X is 2 plus the number of zombies you control. So they scale like crazy. That is like, I want to say that's like an infestation that gets out of control real bad. And you cannot exterminate all these damn zombies. We still can't deal with emblems. Come on, Wizards, give us like a 12 mana card that says destroy an emblem or exile it or something. You can make it expensive, but we have no means of beating an emblem at this point. A Citizen's Crowbar. Got you a crowbar for $1. White 1 generic equipment. Enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 green and white citizen creature token, then attach the crowbar to it. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has pay a white, tap, sacrifice citizen's crowbar, destroy target artifact or enchantment. I imagine a crowbar should do more damage than just give +1/+1. It's very, very underwhelming in my opinion. Jess, welcome. Sigil of the Empty Throne. So you don't have to super chat to get your cards mentioned here. We got a white 3 generic enchantment. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying. And those go wild. Enchantment player's dream. Create a burglar. Create a burglar with the Citizen's Crowbar. Create hooligans. Station Disaster. Thanks so much for all the super chats today. Arlington, the Pack's Hope. Arlington? You mean Arlen? I think you mean Arlen. Yeah, Arlen, the Pack's Hope. And yeah, another one of those planeswalkers that turns into a creature. +1. Until your next turn, you may cast creature spells as though they had flash, and each creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was the planeswalker that turned into a werewolf. Unless they don't exist. Maybe I'm wrong. -3 create. Oh, but you get two green wolf creature tokens. I'm like, -3 for a grizzly bear? Were you insane? Does that have a second side to it? Oh, it does turn into... I knew it. Okay, until end of turn, it also turns into a 5/5 wolfie. With trample, indestructible, and haste. Why indestructible? So if I shoot it, nothing happens? It's a bit wild. Curse of the Swine, one of the most insane removal spells for black. Sorry, blue. Because blue doesn't have much for removal. This is just one of their janky options. Blue X. Exile for sorcery. Exile target creature, X target creatures, as many as you want. For each creature exiled this way, its controller creates a 2/2 green boar creature token. Probably you're not going to exile your own stuff. Probably not. I don't know why you have 1/1s that you need to upgrade into 2/2s, but you have that option. Hidden Gorillas? I gotta figure out what this is all about. Hidden... Oh, it's another one of those cards. Hidden Gorillas. Is that a Juggernaut in the background? Okay, a green enchantment. Whenever your opponent successfully casts an artifact spell, if Hidden Gorillas is an enchantment, Hidden Gorillas becomes, and it's not gorillas, it's gorillas. I don't know if it's pronounced differently. Becomes a 5/3 creature with trample that counts as a soldier. Or becomes a 5/3 creature with trample that counts as a soldier. So it's just big enough to match the Juggernaut, as far as I'm concerned. Hidden Gibbons, baby, says Jay. The Hidden Gibbons. Oh no, we did this one. Thanks so much. Yeah, I think we done 3 of these now. Avatar, whoa, with the Phyrexian Rebirth. Okay, what's Phyrexian Rebirth all about? They be born again? That is a creepy picture. Anything with long legs like Slenderman is always creepy. Alright, we got a white 4 generic sorcery. Destroy all creatures, then create an XX colorless Phyrexian horror artifact creature token where X is the number of creatures destroyed this way. Basically constructing something out of all the dead souls. Okay, Dorian says, Nikachu, did we do Blade of Shared Souls yet? Nope. The Blade of Shared Souls. Okay, blue 2 generic equipment. For Mirrodin! When this equipment enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 red rebel creature token, then attach this to it. Whenever Blade of Shared Souls becomes attached to a creature, for as long as Blade of Shared Souls remains attached to it, you may have that creature become a copy of another target creature you control. What? Okay, hold on. But it creates a what? It does create a 2/2. So at the very least, it creates a 2/2. Islarf says, boss is underrated. You mean this? Boss's chauffeur. White 4 generic. Enters the battlefield with counters. Hold on, it does have an ability at the end when boss... No, but it's as a creature by itself. Let me look at this. Maybe it's not the card. There's a lot of boss cards around here. Gang Ginger, thanks so much for the super chat. The phasing of Zalafir. Skip to chapter 3, kaboom. Blue 2 generic. Yeah, 3 chapters and has skip ahead. Just go straight to chapter 3. Oh yeah, destroy all creatures. For each creature destroyed this way, its controller creates a 2/2 black Phyrexian creature token. Blue board wipe. Ooh, I like this one from Blue Bomber, the Swan Song. This is where you counter an enchantment, an instant, or sorcery spell. Its controller creates a 2/2 blue bird creature token with flying. Wow, this card went to the moon. Swan Song used to be like a 50-cent card. Anyone who went all in on Swan Songs, they made good here. That's crazy, the stock market of like Magic the Gathering. Like if it's $1 and then it gets to, well, I guess you take, oh, this just got reprinted in Tales of Middle-earth. But before that, what, it's 12? That's like a 1,200% return. Although it's hard to sell the cards, right? You need like millions and millions of Swan Songs. But still, if you went all in on Swan Song, you might be big. Nathan from Winnipeg, welcome. Maybe you can hear me from here. I have a loud voice. Redco with a super chat. Black market connections. Tons and tons of value. Black 2 generic enchantment. Okay, at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, choose 1 or more. Create a treasure token and you lose 1 life. Alright, so there's a downside. Buy information. Draw a card, you lose 2 life. That is sweet! And then hire a mercenary. Create a 3/2 colorless shapeshifter creature token with changeling and you lose 3 life. This is a pretty sweet card. Although you can go through your life pretty quickly, I guess. Creating treasures, drawing cards, that's like 6 life a turn. A danger for yourself, basically. See, EDH caused that, so what? The Swan Song So what, CDH's game more popular is what you're telling me. So must be a staple of, gotta be a staple of CDH. Gotta stop them combos. You can't stop the combo, you dead. Everyone dead. Amanda tells. Bog Infestation. We got red, 3 generic sorcery. Destroy all creatures target player controls. For each creature that died this way, put 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens onto the battlefield under that player's control. Imagine if you got the tokens. I don't know why it would ever be like that, but... Anyway, it's easier to deal with the 1/1 goblins than everything else. But this is still harsh. You destroy all the creatures your opponents control? Or just one player? That's right, you! I chose you. It doesn't feel good to be the person targeted by the Mog Infestation. Chilupacabra! Elbrus, the Binding... Oh, did we do this one? We did this one. Sweet card, yeah. Transforms that beast of a... Sorry, not a beast, it's a demon. Into that demon of a 13/13 creature. Josh back here with Incubate tokens. Thank you very much. Incubate tokens. I have a feeling I probably should have disqualified token cards. Incubate. Is it incubate? 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 What? Is it incubate? I don't know what this card is, Josh. Incubator? Drone? Urza's Incubator? This one? Choose a creature type. Nope. Mirror Incubator? Sacrifice Mirror Incubator. Search your library for any number of artifact cards removed from the game that put that many... Oh, okay. That does work. Okay, this is probably the card. It makes mirror. It exiles your cards. And it makes mirrors. And it looks good. Just incubate under tokens. I don't get it. I don't get it. There is no incubate here. I can't find this card. Under tokens? I don't even know how to look for tokens. Cards. Use. Name. It don't exist. I don't even know what this is. I don't even know what we're looking for. Sorry about that. But you know what? Mirror Incubator is a really good, cool card in lieu of what you were trying to say. Okay, what do we have next? We have Gareth with the Jade Statue. Four mana artifact, pay 2. Jade Statue becomes a 3/6 artifact creature until end of turn. Play this ability only during combat. Is there any like really good way to make use of these artifacts? Like, I don't know, maybe in an Urza deck or something? Because at the very least, they're mana, and they randomly can become creatures. And you could like board wipe the board as many times as you want. You don't care, because I mean, the artifacts, they're creatures until end of turn. It's like, I guess the creature version of a creature land, you know what I mean? King Ginger. Irenicus. Whatever the hell this is. Vile Duplication. Or Irenicus's Vile Duplication. Blue 3 generic. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except the token has flying. Isn't legendary if that creature is legendary. It's just a means of copying your commander. You'll serve me better in this form. Says what, John? John Irenicus? Oh, wait. Always a bigger fish. God Machines Effigy. Is that really? God Machines. Is that really a card? Effigy? God. I can't find any of these cards. People are now naming cards I don't even know exists. Oh, Machine God's Effigy. Okay. 4 mana. Why does it look weird? Okay, we're looking at one of the... Okay, anyway, 4 mana. You may have Machine God's Effigy enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield except it's an artifact, and it has tap out of blue. I like this card. I don't really like the casting cost, though. It's a little steep. So it's like a clone that's not actually a clone. It's like having, isn't it literally just a clone? It's clone, but it's an artifact. So even if there's nothing on the battlefield to copy or nothing useful, you can at least just play it and it taps for blue mana. You may have it enter the battlefield as a copy of something. This seems like strictly better clone to me. Effigy. 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 I don't even know what that is. I'm gonna look afterwards. Everyone's helping me with the pronounce. Effigy. Effigy. LOL. Is it effigy? Machine God's effigy. I don't know what this word is. Me learning no good. Me no read good. The G in effigy is pronounced like a G in giraffe. All right. Okay, we got that far. Machine God's effigy. Effigy. Someone's laughing their ass off at the end of this. The soft G. Is it soft enough for you? Here's Christopher B. He's got millions of them. Oh, this is let's take Pyrulia. I don't even know what this is. The Invasion. Scry 3, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land or double face card, draw a card. What's on the... Oh, yeah, I forgot. All of the battles are creatures that aren't creatures. True story. It's structured to represent someone like a voodoo doll. Okay, let's end with Rice on Wednesday with the Snake Basket. A lot of new faces here today. I've never seen a lot of you guys. All right, 4 mana. Artifact, pay X, sacrifice Snake Basket, put X 1/1 green Cobra creature tokens into play. Play this ability only if you're allowed to play a sorcery. Station Disaster coming in with one more super chat. Getaway car. Resets ninjutsu really well. And let's say, imagine ninjas getting away in a getaway car. 3 mana for a 4/3 vehicle. Haste. Whenever getaway car attacks or blocks, return up to 1 target creature crewed to it this turn to its owner's hand. Crew for 1. Always been a bigger fish. I'm a new lurker. Been consuming your old vids. Welcome. And I love it. Is it me, or do battles generally just not Zyber? Battles look also really, really weird online, in my opinion. Did we do the Jade stat? Garrett, did I get yours? Jade statue. Oh yeah, I got the Jade statue. All right, well that's it for Coffee and MTG today. Thank you very much for being here. We do this usually. Hold on, whoa. Do we have another one? Blue Bomber coming in at the end. Biotransfer. People are leaving a little too prematurely now. Okay, is it you, Blue Bomber, that loves the Warhammer cards? Black, 2 generic enchantment. Creatures you control are artifacts in addition to the other types. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you lose 1 life and create a 2/2 black Necron Warrior artifact creature token. So these are all ways that you can cheat on creatures in your deck without actually having creatures in the deck itself. All right. Thanks for the better representation. Hey, I try to get around to everyone. And I thank everyone for finding some really weird, quirky cards. So as usual, if you want to be part of the show, you got to be here Monday to Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you very much, everyone who supports the channel by becoming a member on YouTube, a patron on Patreon, or especially if you contribute to the channel with the super chats. But we also thank everyone who shows up in the morning to be part of the show, like Jesse, Rice on Wednesday, Jess, Avatar of Woe, Steve Cooper, Bulky, Erland Abzo, Mr. Deadhead, Christopher B, always a bigger fish, El Gran Fatso. Thank you very much for being here, because remember, without you guys, I got no show. You guys are the soul of Coffee and MTG. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing up them coffees, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.